There are names to conjure with. It has been suggested, some say whispered, that a secret society exists in France, one that has safeguarded an extraordinary secret for centuries, the lineal descendants of Christ. And if that weren't mysterious enough, this shadowy group's leadership allegedly includes some of the most illustrious names in human history. The French, they adore a good secretive story. Dozens of books, perhaps even hundreds, have speculated that the Knights Templar were never truly destroyed in the early 1300s. Instead, the theory goes, they transformed. Hidden societies emerged, claiming access to an esoteric tradition derived from the Templars. Some authors even suggest they played a covert role in pivotal events like the French Revolution. But how much of this is myth and how much is true? In 1974, historian J.M. Roberts attempted to dismantle these claims in his exhaustive study of secret societies. Yet the theories persisted. Why? Because buried beneath layers of fantasy lies a kernel of historical evidence. The fraternal organization order of the Prieure de Sion. It begins in 1099, when Godfrey of Bouillon captured Jerusalem during the First Crusade. On a hill south of the city stood an abbey dedicated to Notre Dame du Mont de Sion. Historical records reference this abbey and its order, the Chevaliers de l'Ordre de Notre Dame de Sion, Knights of the Order of Our Lady of Sion. By the early 12th century, their prior, Arnaldus, appears in official charters alongside Hugues de Payan, the very first Grand Master of the Knights Templar. Coincidence? Maybe, but that's not where the story ends. Fast forward to 1965, a series of mysterious documents known as the Dossiers Secrets were quietly deposited in the Bibliothèque Nationale in Paris. These documents contain something explosive, 3 lists of names. The first, a mundane register of abbots from the ancient Abbey of Sion. The second, a supposedly more accurate list of Templar Grand Masters than any previously known. And the third, well, it claimed to identify the successive Grand Masters of the Prieure de Sion itself, a line extending from the Middle Ages to the 20th century. And what names they were: Jean de Gisors, Nicolas Flamel, Leonardo da Vinci, Sandro Botticelli, Robert Flood, Johann Valentin Andrei, Isaac Newton, Charles Nodier, Victor Hugo, Claude Debussy, Jean Cocteau. These weren't obscure figures. These were intellectual giants, artists, scientists, visionaries. Could they have all been part of a millennia-old secret society dedicated to protecting the bloodline of Christ? Or could it all be an elaborate hoax? Critics point out that compiling such a list would be easy for a clever forger. After all, a dictionary of dates and a vivid imagination could produce something just as convincing. Yet believers argue that the depth of historical accuracy suggests otherwise. And then there's Pierre Plantard, a quiet, secretive man, by some accounts, the modern Grand Master of the Prieure de Sion. Plantard lived modestly in Paris, receiving visits from an eccentric collaborator, Philippe de Cherizet. Cherizet, a writer and filmmaker, even published a novella called Circuit, a story curiously aligned with the society's supposed secrets. But here's where things take an even stranger turn. The heart of the mystery lies in a small, unassuming village in southern France, Rennes-le-Château. In the late 19th century, a parish priest named Béranger Saunière allegedly discovered a hidden treasure or secret knowledge beneath his church. What he found remains unknown, but soon after, Saunière inexplicably became extraordinarily wealthy. Some claim he uncovered evidence linking Rennes-le-Château to the bloodline of Christ. Others suggest he stumbled upon the lost treasure of the Templars. What is certain is that the Dossiers Secrets repeatedly returned to Rennes as a focal point of the mystery's physical manifestation. So, where does this leave us? Was the Prieure de Sion a genuine secret society guiding the course of history for nearly 1,000 years? Or was it a fabrication born from the minds of Pierre Plantard and his imaginative circle? The truth remains elusive. What we do know is this: the legend of the Prieure de Sion refuses to die. It persists, haunting the shadowy corridors of history, daring us to peer beyond the veil of conventional wisdom. One thing is for sure: there are still secrets waiting to be uncovered. Some secrets refuse to stay buried. Subscribe and like.